then there's engineering, which is inventing things that have never existed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the range of possibilities for engineering is far greater than for physics, because once you figure out the rules of the universe, that's it. You've discovered things that already existed, but from that you can then build technologies that are really almost limitless in the variety and it's like once you understand the rules of the game properly, and with current physics, we do, at least at a local level, understand how physics works very well, where our ability to predict things is incredibly good. Like quantum mechanics the degree to which quantum mechanics can predict outcomes is incredible. That was my hardest class in college, by the way. my senior quantum mechanics class was harder than all of my other classes put together.
To get an AI system, a large language model to reliably be as reliable as quantum mechanics and physics is very difficult.
Yeah, you have to test any conclusions against the ground truth of reality. Reality is the ultimate judge. Like physics is the law, everything else is a recommendation. I've seen plenty of people break the laws made by man, but none break the laws made by physics.
Yeah, it's a good test, actually. If this LLM understands and matches physics, then you can more reliably trust whatever it thinks about the current state of politics in some sense.
And it's also not the case currently that even that its internal logic is not consistent. So especially with the approach of like just predicting a token, predict token, it's like a vector sum. You're summing up a bunch of vectors, but you can get drift. So as a little bit of error adds up, and by the time you are many tokens down the path, it doesn't make any sense.
So it has to be somehow self-aware about the drift.
It has to be self-aware about the drift, and then look at the thing as a gestalt, as a whole, and say does it have coherence as a whole. So, when authors write books, that they will write the book and then they'll go and revise it, taking into account all the end and the beginning and the middle, and rewrite it to achieve coherence, so that it doesn't end up in a nonsensical place.
Maybe the process of revising is what reasoning is, and then that's the process of revising is how you get closer and closer to truth. Maybe you at least I approach it that way. You just say a bunch of bullshit first, and then you get it better. You start at bullshit, and then you create
a draft, and then you iterate on that draft until it has coherence, until it all adds up, basically.
So another question about theory of everything, but for intelligence. Do you think there exists, as you're exploring this with XAI, creating this intelligence system, do you think there is a theory of intelligence where you get to understand what is the I in AGI and what is the I in human intelligence?
There's no I in Team America. Oh wait, there is.
No, it's gonna be stuck in my head now. Yeah. There's no me and whatever in quantum mechanics. Oh wait. I mean, is that part of the process of discovering, understanding the universe, is understanding intelligence?
Yeah. I think we need to understand intelligence, understand consciousness. There are some sort of fundamental questions of like, what is thought? What is emotion?
Yeah.
Is it really just one atom bumping into another atom? It feels like something more than that. So I think we're probably missing some really big things. Like some really big things.
Something that'll be obvious in retrospect.
Yes.
Like there's a giant, like you put the whole consciousness, emotion.
Well, some people would call it like a soul, in religion, it'd be a soul. Like you feel like you're you, right? I mean, you don't feel like you're just a collection of atoms. But on what dimension does thought exist? What dimension do emotions exist? We feel them very strongly. I suspect there's more to it than atoms bumping into atoms.
And maybe AI can paved the path to the discovery of whatever the hell that thing is.
Yeah. What is consciousness? Like, when you put the atoms in a particular shape, why are they able to form thoughts and take actions and feelings?
And even if it is an illusion, why is this illusion so compelling?
Yeah.
Like,
why does this illusion exist?
Yeah.
On what plane does this illusion exist?
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder, is, either perhaps everything's conscious or nothing is conscious. One of the two.
I like the former. Everything conscious just seems more fun.
It does seem more fun, yes. But we're composed of atoms, and those atoms are composed of quarks and leptons. And those quarks and leptons have been around since the beginning of the universe.
The beginning of the universe?
Right. What seems to be the beginning of the universe?
The first time we talked, you said which is surreal to think that this discussion was happening is becoming a reality. I asked you what question would you ask an AGI system once you create it, and you said what's outside the simulation is the question. And good question.
Yeah.
But it seems like with Grok, you started literally this system's goal is to be able to ask such questions, to answer such questions, and to ask such questions.
Where are the aliens?
Where are the aliens?
That's one of the Fermi paradox question. A lot of people have asked me if I've seen any evidence of aliens, and I haven't, which is kind of concerning, because then I think I'd probably prefer to at least have seen some archaeological evidence of aliens. To the best of my knowledge, there is no proof. I'm not aware of any evidence of aliens. If they're out there, they're very subtle. We might just be the only consciousness, at least in the galaxy. And if you look at, say, the history of Earth, if one is to believe the archaeological record, Earth is about 4.5 billion years old. Civilization, as measured from the first writing, is only about 5,000 years old. We have to give some credit there to the ancient Sumerians, who aren't around anymore. I think it was the archaic pre-cuneiform was the first actual symbolic representation, but only about 5,000 years ago. I think that's a good date for when we'd say civilization started. That's 1/1,000,000th of Earth's existence. So civilization has been around. It's really a flash in the pan so far. And why have we? Why did it take so long? For 4.5 billion years. For the vast majority of the time, there was no life, and then there was archaic bacteria for a very long time, and then you had mitochondria get captured, multicellular life, differentiation into plants and animals, life moving from the oceans to land, mammals, higher brain functions. And the sun is expanding slowly, but it will overheat. It will heat the Earth up at some point in the future, boil the oceans, and Earth will become like Venus, where no life as we know it is impossible. So if we do not become multiplanetary and ultimately go beyond our solar system, annihilation of all life on Earth is a certainty. A certainty. And it could be as little as, on the galactic timescale, 500 million years. A long time by human standards, but that's only 10% longer than Earth has been around at all. Mm-hmm. So if life had taken 10% longer to evolve on Earth, it wouldn't exist at all.
We got a deadline coming up.
Yeah.
Better hurry. But that said, as you said, humans, intelligent life on Earth developed a lot of cool stuff very quickly. So
yes.
It seems like becoming multiplanetary is almost inevitable, unless we destroy.
We need to do it. I mean, it's not. I mean, I suspect that if we are able to go out there and explore other star systems, there's a good chance we find a whole bunch of long dead one planet civilizations.
Yeah,
that never made it past their home planet.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
sad. Also fascinating.
I mean, there are various explanations for the Fermi paradox, and one is just the sort of there are these great filters which civilizations don't pass through, and one of those great filters is: do you become a multi-planet civilization or not? And if you don't, it's simply a matter of time before something happens on your planet, either natural or man-made, that causes us to die out, like the dinosaurs. Where are they now? They didn't have spaceships. So
I think the more likely thing is, because just to empathize with the aliens, that they found us and they're protecting us and letting us be.
I hope so. And nice aliens.
Just like the tribes in the Amazon, the uncontacted tribes were protecting them. That's what.
That would be a nice explanation.
Or you could have like, what was it? I think Andre Karpathy said it's like the ants in the Amazon asking, "Where's everybody?"
Well, they do run into a lot of other ants.
That's true.
They have these ant wars.
Sounds like a good TV show.
Yeah, they literally have these big wars between various ants.
Yeah, maybe I'm just dismissing all the different diversity of ants.
You should listen to that Werner Herzog talking about the jungle. It's really hilarious. Have you heard it?
No, I have not.
It's awesome.
But Werner Herzog is away.
You should play it for the as an interlude in the. Yeah. It's on YouTube. It's awesome.
I love him so much.
Yeah, he's great.
Was he the director of Happy People, Life in the Taiga? I think also.
He did that bear documentary.
The bear documentary.
And did this thing about penguins.
Yeah. the analysis, the psychoanalysis of a penguin.
Yeah, the penguin's like headed for like the mountains like that are like 70 miles away.
Yeah.
And penguin is just headed for doom, basically.
Well, he had a cynical take. He could be just a brave explorer, and there will be great stories told about him amongst the penguin population for many centuries to come. What were we talking about? Okay.
Yeah, so aliens, I mean, I don't know. Look, I think the smart move is just, this is the first time in the history of Earth that it's been possible for life to extend beyond Earth. That window is open. Now, it may be open for a long time, or it may be open for a short time. And it may be open now and then never open again. So I think the smart move